Hey everyone, I am Rebecca and this is Steph, and we are therapists with Inland Empire Couples Counseling, and we are answering an important question today. When does online couples counseling not work for people? We know that it's a big decision to decide to come to counseling, decision to decide. It's a big deal to come to counseling. And if you're going to do it online, you might have some questions and you really want to make sure that you are set up for success. So we're going to answer that question today.
Yeah.
You want to jump right into it, Steph? When does counseling online not work?
Yeah. So one of the big things that I think is super important for people to know is that you have to have a really great internet connection and at like a device that we can use for sessions. So if you have unreliable technology, whether it's the internet or your device, then it can be really hard to have counseling sessions online. Because of freezing, buffering, all of those issues. Could miss something really important that was said. And so it can be frustrating for the client and the therapist, and want to make sure that we're having the best experience possible. So that would be a really great thing to troubleshoot before, if that's one of the things that you want to consider doing is online therapy.
Right. And doing couple sessions online can also be hard if there are privacy concerns. Can you speak to that?
Yes, so privacy can be really difficult because couples counseling is already hard, right? Like we're coming in and bearing our souls and spilling our guts and maybe saying some things that are really hard and we've never said them out loud before. And the great thing is to be at home and in the comfort of your own home saying these things. But if you have maybe other people that live with you or at home and you wouldn't want them to hear your conversations, if you live in an apartment complex or something that has really thin walls and you can hear everything, then those might be some things that make it hard to be authentic in couples counseling, which is really important. So privacy is really important to make sure that you can feel safe and confident in
Right.
having difficult conversations.
Right, because your therapist can't help you if they don't know what's really going on with you. And if the environment that you're in means that it will be hard to say those things because you don't want someone else to overhear, then your counseling won't be as effective if the therapist doesn't really know what your concerns are, what the problems are, so that we can help you.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to, you wanting to avoid hurting feelings of somebody who might overhear the things that you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing that we see sometimes is distractions make online sessions harder than they need to be.
Yeah. So lots of times, the most common one I experience is with little kids, right? So that can be a really hard thing if we don't have appropriate childcare, someone watching kiddos during sessions. Um, it just makes it hard. You're in the middle of a thought, or again, too, maybe you don't want to say the whole thing because you don't want your kid to overhear what's going on in therapy, and we can't help the best that we can if we don't know what's going on, or if you're getting distracted every so often in an hour and a half session, because that's already a very limited amount of time to get that help, and it's really important to be able to be focused and present during the session.
Right. And like you might not notice a difference if you're just used to having your kids there and interrupt all the time. Or maybe if you're trying to do your session from work and like, oh, most of the time it's fine, but every once in a while the phone rings because you're at work. Like we do a lot of therapy sessions with a lot of people and we notice a difference in the effectiveness and how much people really get out of it when they can be fully focused on the experience and fully present for that. Versus, we notice a decrease in the effectiveness and the quality when people are, right in the middle of something and then getting interrupted. No, yeah, go ahead, go shut the door, right? Like distracted by
Mm-hmm.
their kids or needing to pause the session because I have to respond to something from my coworker. Like they just really are not ideal circumstances for you to get the most out of the experience. And that's really where these suggestions are coming from, is so that you can set yourself up to have your online couples counseling sessions be the most effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the last thing that we came up with for what gets in the way when online couples counseling doesn't work is when there is a lack of accountability and follow through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I was saying, we only meet for an hour and a half a week, right? And so lots of times our therapist will send you home with some feedback or homework to work on some things in between our time together. And so it can be really, really easy to forget homework, but it's I notice a huge difference when my couples do have that follow through and they complete the activities or the homework or practice what we talked about in session. It makes change happen maybe a little bit smoother or quicker. And so when maybe clients that have really full plates and things are just stacked on top of each other, if they don't have the time to make counseling and their relationship a priority and do the things it takes in between session, then it might not be the right time. Maybe going in person would be easier because you got to really like go in and face your therapist and tell them that I didn't do this thing. I could see that working for some people, but
Yeah, but like whether online or in person, that still is a thing that you have to find time and have the accountability to your partner and to the process that you will make an honest effort to implement the changes that we suggest and to do the homework that we offer you. Because we always do it in your best interest to help you heal the hurts that you have and make the changes that you need to make so that you can have a happier, healthier, more connected relationship with your partner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Steph?
No.
Okay. If anyone is interested in learning more about us or working with one of our therapists, you can check us out on our website at iecouplescounseling.com.
Thanks.